One more clip from Julian Edelman as it relates to the Patriots left behind, the quarterback question. Now that the Patriots have drafted Mac Jones in round 1 and they have Cam Newton, how is it going to work? Everyone wants to know that. Here's Edelman's thoughts on the quarterback scenario in his appearance on the Michael Irvin podcast.
Last year was an absolute joke, which it was. I mean, the COVID stuff. I mean, you couldn't have a routine. There was so many regulations and spacing and trackers. I mean, I don't think it was fair to see, with how Cam had to go through that. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be very interested to see how he goes this year because he's got a year under his belt. My guy's probably working his tail off on all his reads. He's probably been working hard. That's his MO. Cam works hard. Now we gotta see if he can work smart in the right areas. And if he does that, he's going to give himself an opportunity to do well. You know what I mean? But he's also going to have to beat out the young gun because the young gun is there. Little Mac attack, whatever. Yeah. This kid. That's a first round draft pick. That's like a real first round draft pick.
Yeah, that's a first-round draft pick that people still believe Kyle Shanahan intended to take with the 3rd overall pick after the 49ers trade up and changed his mind or had his mind changed for him directly or indirectly to go with Trey Lance instead. So this is going to be a challenge for Cam Newton. But everything I've heard is the Patriots love Cam Newton and work hard versus work smart. Maybe by year 2 he has a better idea of where he needs to direct his efforts to get to be the guy that he can be in the New England offense. But that's a revealing comment, working hard versus working smart, because, hey, you can spin your wheels all day long. Hey, you worked really hard, but what did you accomplish? What did you do to make yourself better? And I think that's going to be one of the key aspects for year 2 for Cam Newton, figuring out where he needs to put in that effort in order to be the right quarterback for the New England offense, because if he's not, they got Mac Jones, Shireen.
Yeah, pressure's on Cam Newton, no question about it. And we forget sometimes, Mike, that we're talking about a former NFL MVP. I mean, he was MVP of the league just in 2015. And now we're talking about a guy who needs to work smarter as well as work harder. So, I did think it was revealing, and I would have liked to have delved more into what he meant exactly by that. But he's going to have to fight off Mac Jones, because the Patriots are going to go with this guy. Mac Jones is ready to play, and they're going to go with him if Cam Newton struggles. We know what they think of Jarrett Stidham. I think Jarrett Stidham is probably out the door now that they've signed Brian Hoyer. So the next guy up is Mac Jones, and he's going to be their quarterback. He's going to be the present and the future the moment that Cam Newton stumbles. So he's going to have to play much better in his second season in New England in this offense, which they believe he can do, but he's going to have to do it, and he's going to have to get it done relatively quickly during the season. If they go on some kind of losing streak, I think you're going to see Mac Jones pretty quick.
And you know what? Even though Stidham arguably would be the guy that you would trust more if he had to play. Remember Brian Hoyer's screw up last year against the Chiefs in the Monday night game that Cam didn't play in. But if you're talking about grooming the young player, Hoyer's the guy to help groom the young player. He's the guy to help teach Mac Jones everything he needs to know so he can take over for Cam Newton sooner rather than later. And you see the points bet odds there. Cam Newton, the favorite to take the first snap at -275. But the over-under on Mac Jones taking over. I think Tom Curran told us on PFTPM a few weeks ago that I think his over-under was like 8 or 9 games for Mac Jones to start. I think. I'm not sure. I think. I think we're going to see Mac Jones at some point this year, because we saw Cam Newton get yanked a couple of times last year. Bill Belichick's not bashful about taking out his quarterback and putting in another guy if he thinks it's going to help make a difference for the team.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.